My name is Wade Phillips. I'm 80 years old and retired. A few years ago, my son started a business dealing with timeshares. Apparently, there were a lot of people that had timeshares that were trying to get out of it, and they started a business to help them do this. One day, a few months ago, I went into the office to see how everything was going because I knew very little about timeshares. And I watched one of the young men on the phone, and when he got off, I asked him what was going on. He said he had just talked to a lady in her 80s that had a timeshare she wanted to get rid of, but she had tried 2 or 3 places and with very bad results. In other words, I think someone actually charged her money for not doing anything. Anyway, though, I asked him at the time, I said, is this normal? Does this happen a lot? He said, well, Mr. Phillips, it happens more than you'd realize, especially with senior citizens. Well, I went home that night, and I started thinking about this, and I told my wife, Marilyn, I think what I'd like to do, I think I'd like to go work with my son to see if I can help some of these seniors. And she said, well, you don't know anything about that business. I said, no, but I can ask my sons what I don't know. They know it. And I says, at least, in other words, I know when they deal with me, I'm not going to lie to them, and I'll do the best I can for them. And that's the best I could do. So the next day I went in and told my sons I'd like to try talking to some of the seniors. And right away they said, Dad, you don't know anything about the timeshare business. I said, well, people are people. I says, and I know how to deal with people with problems because I've dealt with them all my life. I said, so I don't see anything different about it. If there's something technical, you guys can help me. Well, one of the first calls that they sent to me was a lady in New York. She had come here from another country. She was a nurse, and she was just a very nice lady. She had lost her husband, and she really didn't know a lot about what to do. They had bought a timeshare, I guess, and she still owed $30-something thousand on it. Well, apparently she called the people and told them she couldn't afford it and wanted to get out of it, of course, with no results. So she gave me all the details, and then I said, well, please send me what information you have and let me talk to my sons. So I did, and I asked the boys, I told them the situation. They said, Dad, because she owes money, we're going to have to use one of the law firms that we use. And I said, well, what's it going to cost the lady? And they said, well, it's not cheap because she owes quite a bit of money. I said, well, give me a bottom line because the lady can't afford very much, so just tell me a bottom line. Well, they gave me a figure, and I got back on the phone with the lady, and she was a little bit skeptical at first because she said she talked to other people, and they just didn't seem like she could trust them. Well, the one thing I know, I mean, when you're dealing with me, I may talk too much, and I may not say all the right things, but I'll tell the truth. I came from a generation that does that. And that's why I'd like to work with a generation that feels the same way. To make a long story short, I was able to get the lady out of her timeshare, and this sort of started me off. Now, something I'm really proud of. The boys decided they want to take a little picture of me in my little office they gave me. But what's really cool, guess who gets the most referrals of anybody in the business now? These older people seem to trust me, and they can. And they tell their friends. And anyway, if you've got some people that are having trouble with timeshare, now if they enjoy it, timeshares can be fine. But if they can't afford it and they want to get rid of it, have them call me. Like I said, my name is Wade Phillips. You'll find me at nationalcancellation.com. And have a great day.